Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
If you're ready for a rewarding career, the team at Horn Heating and Air Conditioning is hiring. Great pay, great benefits, and a great team atmosphere. Experience the feeling of HornHVAC.com.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
I need some real talk. Oh, I need some real talk. Give me some of that real talk.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Justin Ckezepis, Claudia Ogrizek of Compass Real Estate back at it again for another week. More or less, are you putting in your bet first thing or no?
More. I want to get to the 1,500.
Oh, that's the okay. So we're gonna pump this market.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
15, I want to see. Are you gonna give me like blink if it's more than 1,500?
I haven't even looked yet. I haven't even looked yet, to be honest with you.
So
More or less being the segment we do where Claudia Ogrizek guesses: are there more or less active and coming soon properties on the MLS, Canopy MLS, the local MLS here in the marketplace this week compared to last? 500,000 or less by county. We typically start with Mecklenburg County. Last week there were 1,486.
84.
84.
Because I finally have a notebook and I'm gonna keep track, and we will note every week, which is crazy because I had brought the notebook in March, and there was 1,000. There were 1,048 houses. We don't realize how much better it is. It's still way far from what we need.
Mecklenburg County,
like 40% more.
A county
awesome.
with a population of 1.1 million, and we're talking about 1,484 active and coming soon, under 500,000.
Under 500, yes.
That's the key factor because I'm looking at wages, right, in the local marketplace. Yes, there are a lot of people moving here right now. There's a lot of that happening.
A lot.
How's the buyer scene this week? What's been happening? Anything hot? Anything not? What are you feeling? What are you vibing with?
I'm very happy. I'm happy. New houses under contract.
Okay.
So
buy side?
Buy side, yeah.
What was
I'm actually right now, clients are signing the contract right now.
Was there a battle to get to the contract? Was it okay?
Yes, and I have a smile on my face. So
okay.
We are very happy.
So there are buyers that are qualified in this lending, financial economy condition coming to this area.
Yes. But these are local people. But yes, I have clients from out of state, out of the country. But these people going under contract right now, as we speak, are local people, repeat clients. They've been with me since the very beginning.
So local staying in local, that's also an arm of the group as well, for sure. New construction queen, what's happening? What's happening out there?
I had a blue tape walkthrough this morning.
Okay.
I had 3 new constructions closing last week. I have 1 closing next Monday. So today was blue tape.
So
if
can
people
you
don't
share
know what blue tape is,
can you share what neighborhoods or
Falls
markets?
Cove.
Okay, which
in
is
Troutman.
Okay.
So
Troutman, shout out Troutman.
This is a very large, very large neighborhood. Deer Horton and Lennar are building. Pretty awesome, large homes. It's like for Deer Horton, I don't know the names. Please forgive me. They have like a few tiers, like Emerald. I forgot the other
That's
ones.
okay.
I'll check. But
sure.
They have some tiers of fanciness,
different
I
offerings.
guess. Yeah. So this is one of the top tier neighborhoods, Falls Cove in Troutman.
Upgraded appliances, I'd imagine.
Everything.
How's the floor plan? Is open concept still the hot floor plan?
Yes. I do know people. Some people had the the open floor plan, and I do know people that want to go back to kind of a more traditional. At least if it's not open, some people that had the island want the kind of the bar feature back to hide the mess.
Or has it been spending too much time together and everybody's
now
everyone's trying to go back, like Brady Bunch now. We're going to go back to the Brady Bunch.
So I do think that most still want the very open concept, but I do see people either kind of liking or missing the bar feature in the kitchen, and some people even wanting the closed. I have a few clients that would love to have the closed kitchen. Like, I don't want people to see the mess. We like entertaining outside or whatever. Don't come into my kitchen, which is something, it cycles. Same thing. The dark floor And then now it's light floor that's in, not gray, but light, natural wood.
Grayish? Beige? What was the name of it
Grayish.
again?
Grayish, yes. I love grayish. I do like gray. I'm not a big beige person. So I think grayish works because you can still have the gray look without being too bluish or too cold. So I'm a gray fan, but I do understand not having, no offense, but our studio is like kind of the bluish
Super
gray.
grayish.
I mean, I like it,
grayish.
but it's
Double down on grayish.
house-wise,
Four walls on
it's not what
grayish.
people want.
Yeah,
Most.
that's okay. This ain't somebody's living. This is my living room.
It's
I mean, I eat a
always-
lot of food in here, so it's
When I have clients, yes, when I have clients, actually, I thought about buying you something, and I
What?
forgot, like something,
You don't have to buy me anything.
Food, because I know you're always hungry. But maybe next week. I forgot. I thought about it, and I ended up like my day was supposed to be very busy, and it got crazy busy. Not complaining. It's all
Phone was
deals.
ringing.
Oh.
It's current deals exploding. What was it like? What got crazy in the day?
This new contract I'm negotiating to get what my clients wanted, and it worked.
Okay.
We're very close to the perfect amount, so I'm very happy. At the same time, dealing with a difficult listing agent. I mean, the listing agent is awesome, but she's, dealing with her client being
Got to
tough.
represent the client. You got to represent the client.
I know, but
I know there's a way to go about it, but do you find that the brokers
can I put you on a hot spot?
Oh,
right
sure,
now?
yeah,
I
whatever
mean,
you
maybe it's
want.
not, but just
Maybe it
because
is.
we're talking about real estate. So tell me what you think. Disclosures say that the HVAC is 2 years old.
Okay.
So property disclosure, former realtor, by the way, not active, but former realtor. Disclosures say the HVAC is 2 years old. And the offer is based on what we knew about the house.
Okay.
Inspector comes and the HVAC is actually 9 years old. So we want to negotiate because the offer was based on many, and I know
Sure.
houses are, sold as is, but still, we analyzed the house to make an offer. And the agent is saying, like it's your problem. It was a silly mistake. I'm like, I understand, like maybe saying 2 and it's 4 because people don't memorize, but from 2 years to 9 years, it's like a big thing.
So you're saying you're putting me on the spot because you're making me be the bad guy right now and
Yes.
rip the Band-Aid off. Yeah, it's a
Yes.
bad thing. That's not a good thing, right? Your material fact about a property is right now the number one consistently month-over-month complaint that the Real Estate Commission is seeing as it relates to brokers throughout the marketplaces of North Carolina. Material fact and whether or not a particular appliance or any type of mechanical functionality and the age of it, right? Just like the roof, and then you sign the property disclosure, right? Which is a very important document that can be relied upon. That's the purpose of it, is to tell the truth, the factual basis. The age of the unit is a very quantifiable metric.
Yes.
And that's why it is a big deal.
Right. So I'm not making, because I'm,
It's not. I mean, again, it's disclosure of a material fact, and that again is the number one because of how fast paced the market is, how fast things are moving, how quickly people are wanting to get deals, the pace of money now at this point in our marketplace, and that's staying here, even with things that are happening across the entire country. Our area in particular is a unique anomaly. I feel like.
So anyway,
Or one of the few. It was interesting. I saw a post on Twitter or X, Resi Club. It's a data kind of place. You can follow them on Twitter. 13 out of the top 50 markets in the country, still since 2022, have seen the highest percentage increases in sales prices. So North Carolina, 13 out of
We
50
are
of the
still-
top markets in the entire country.
and it's going up.
Stay with us. Today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis will be back after these messages on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, finally, a week without the big heat being our issue, and some good chances to get some rain, too, as we go throughout the next several days. For our Monday to kick off a new week, we'll call it partly cloudy. Temperatures warming into the mid-80s for the afternoon. We'll keep an eye out for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon. Overnight, we dip it back down to around 70 and kind of rinse and repeat. Mid and upper 80s tomorrow. around the scattered showers and storms for the afternoon. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like Serenity Now Massage Therapy.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Langtree Live continues their free music series on Thursday. 2 months ago, Ghostface Brewing and Waves Entertainment hosted the Battle of the Bands. The champion that night, Fortune 5, makes their Langtree Live debut this Thursday, July 25th. Come on out to Langtree Lake Norman to see and hear the Battle of the Bands champion, Fortune 5, this Thursday with music beginning at 7 p.m. The Live Under the Oaks concert series continues on Friday at Birkdale Village in Huntersville. Come enjoy the music of The Highway with their dynamic and high-energy show. Red Rocks will have beverages on site, and the Birkdale restaurants are ready for your dinner service. Bring your chairs and blankets for the Highway concert at Birkdale Village on Friday, beginning at 6 p.m. The 8th annual Dog Island Jam takes place this Saturday on Lake Norman. Star from The Voice, John Sullivan presents the summer's must-see concert. Waves Entertainment will bring a stage, sound system, and LED walls to, you guessed it, an island on Lake Norman. Sully and Friends headline the concert on Saturday. Untie your boat or call your friends with boats and enjoy the Dog Island Jam concert on Lake Norman this Saturday. The Cookout Summer Shootout Series at Charlotte Motor Speedway reaches the series finale. The 10-race series title night is on Tuesday, July 30th, with NASCAR night sponsored by the NASCAR Hall of Fame. See the champions crowned and the legends and bandoleros. Don't miss the next generation of racing superstars honing their skills and rising through the ranks. Gates open at 5 p.m. with the green flag waving at 6. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets, details, and information. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Now, more of today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Justin Ckezepis, Claudia Ogrizek of Compass Real Estate. So the market is continuing to explode. Buyers are here. What about, from the seller side, listings? Are sellers still inquiring of value, potential sales price, we'll say, as the appropriate rhetoric that is now supposed to be used in the marketplace? The potential sales price of a unit in the market. Are sellers still inquiring and seeing if it's a good time to sell?
Yes, I think many are waiting because of the interest rates. So many people are just watching. Right now, I think people that are buying and selling are the ones that need to. I don't remember all the D words that they talk about, death, divorce. You don't know that?
You're hitting the nail on the head
Really?
right now.
Okay, so there is and we can check on the break because I don't know them by heart, but it's like the 5 Ds of real estate. That is like people are only moving now or selling, especially if they need to. So it's death, divorce, diploma. I don't know the other 2 or 3 or whatever. So people are not in 2020, 21, 22, when it was super easy to sell. People were many times they didn't even want to sell, but because the market was crazy and buyers seemed to be desperate,
do you miss the Wild Wild West of during COVID?
No, because again, it was fun as a listing agent to do it, but I love working with buyers, and it was not nice for buyers. And for many buyers, especially first-time buyers, they have a special place in my heart. The fact that many could not do it, simply could not do it. They could not fight. I did not enjoy. I prefer a more, kind of, which I haven't seen yet, but like my dream is to have a very fair market, which I haven't seen it yet. We'll see. I think that maybe if interest rates come down, it will go to the buyer side, but I haven't seen the buyer side, which is crazy because it's like I really love working with buyers. I know it's more work, it's more gas, more driving, more emotions, but I do enjoy working with buyers.
Do you still think and believe that it could be, and I don't know how deeply you believe it percentage-wise even, but that when we hit a particular interest rate, say 6.5% or something like that, 5.5%, 5.5% is hard to see that one not going gangbusters, but 6.5%, let's say.
No, I don't think 6.5 will do it. I think if we, and I do think we're going to go below 6. I think from 6 down, I think it's going to go crazy. I'm buying, I'm lying. I don't even know the name, a Red Bull. Let's pretend I'm getting ready for not resting because I think that when we hit 6, it's going to go crazy again. And if we get to 5.5, it's like I'm not going to sleep anymore because I think it's going to be insane. Because at that point, sellers like me with the 2.5%, don't hate me.
5.5 doesn't sound nearly as bad.
It's not as bad.
You don't cringe as hard at that.
Yes,
and the
it's
payment
doable.
doesn't cringe as hard.
Yeah, right now, I feel bad because I know how much I pay in my mortgage, and I see my clients paying for a smaller house that is worth less money, and they pay way more than I do, and it's like, ugh. But I think at 5.5, if I saw a house that I loved,
you consider.
I would, yeah. I think I told you Kevin is probably happy because we pay nothing, because then he knows that I'm gonna, I'm not gonna sell it just for fun because I know we're gonna pay a lot of money for mortgage. So he is happy, and I think at the same time he's worried when it gets to 5.5 that I'm gonna go like, let's do it, let's move, let's sell this house.
Or would you go for smaller square footage at this point? Is that what you're okay with? You can explore.
I already think our house
condo ever? Or no, do you need single family?
I mean, I would maybe when we are much older, a condo would. I mean, I think I do want a condo when we are much older because of maintenance. But we could easily go to a much smaller house. Like half of our house is not used. So I think it's already a waste of space. But we did get an amazing deal, and I renovated, so I did the right thing. So but we don't need all the house. Like we could have half the size and it'll be okay. I just need an office, a living room, and like 2 bathrooms and
less
two
to
bedrooms.
maintain though too. I mean, that's another thing. Maintenance Monday is going to be coming up later on in the show. You have a good insight for us today.
Yes, I have a little different, not the typical maintenance, but something people have to think about. Do you want me to?
No, it's up to
Okay.
hey.
Do you want me to surprise you?
No, yeah. Let's
it's
be
just
surprised.
not the typical. And if people that follow me on Instagram, they saw me making Kevin work on maintenance this weekend. I did a little. He's like, "Stop filming me." But we did we did a little, I mean, he did. I was just, pointing at stuff, but he did a little maintenance this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's important. You got to maintain the
And
asset.
I
You got to take
joked
care
that
of
he's
it.
like, please go work, go host open houses, like kind of leave me alone. Because if I'm home, I was off Saturday, not off, but I didn't have showing Saturday morning. So I'm like, oh, I'm home, you're home. Let's do lint and this and this and that. And he's like, please go do an open house or something. Like, get out. But it was good. So
Open houses. You bringing up open houses. Are those still working in the marketplace? Are they any good? Or
Yes, I love it. I love hosting when I have my listings. I do special events. I make sure I'm marketing the open house, making sure people are coming.
Yeah.
And
when I had first become a broker in 2012, open houses were still very popular, right? That was a great way to showcase the property, show them for the seller, market the property, and also find buyers. And that was certainly a certain...
I strongly believe in open houses. Like this weekend, the house I'm putting on the market under contract right now, my clients, which is super cute, and most of my clients do the same thing if possible. Many times they are interested in a house. It's not like, oh my God, but they're interested. And they tell me, we're going to the open house. We don't want to bug you. If we like it, we schedule something. So they did go to an open house on Saturday, and they called me. They're like, let's go back. I think we like this one.
It is access for buyers, though, to do that. And that's okay. There's nothing there's a relationship there, and and that's okay to have that relationship, because do you necessarily have to be there in that situation? That's a very specific situation of an open house, but they're working. If for a time, though, 2015, I would say, 2016, very few open houses, it felt like, in the marketplace through the ramp up, and then especially through COVID, and until now, being back at that, where you have to market the property. because of even the limited inventory, right? And the ones that are staying on the market are the ones that price, condition, and sometimes it takes an open house to even get feedback, right? Because and now we're running into, because of the commission situation, I imagine more firm exclusives.
The what now?
But the firm exclusives are going to become a very big concept in the marketplace.
Yes, and at Compass, and again, actually my anniversary was last week. It's crazy how fast it went by, but one of the reasons, again, and I had no idea the commission thing would happen, but one of the reasons I joined Compass was because of the number of private exclusives that they had. I mean, they didn't let me see when I was interviewing them, but it was a very quick thing. And I'm like, did I just see like 40 some houses? They're like, yeah, you can't see them. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to have the private exclusive for my buyers. And I now have one of my listings right now is a private exclusive.
You mentioned the market earlier, right? And that being a ready, willing, and able buyer and a ready, willing, and able seller coming up and agreeing to terms for the sale of the property. And even though it's chaotic for a lot of buyers, we are seeing market value. But this is like almost a correction to the market, right? The market will always correct itself. And this is something that, call it what you want, whatever, on the regulatory side or on the policy side, right? And all those different concepts coming together. But the market is reacting to the way the market is reacting. And if you follow along just in that general sense of the timeline of the market, this is a big potential correction. Again, going back to firm exclusives now will make it relevant what brokerage firm you are utilizing in this. And is it to the point, because of the number of firms, and if enough of them go with exclusive, let's say, that you dwindle down significantly on the number of brokers in the marketplace? What do you think about that generally?
I do think that this is going to happen. I'm happy about it. I think it's, it will be a transition. It will be a learning process. Actually, tomorrow, the whole afternoon, we're going to be training and checking the forms and the new, like I told you last week, Compass has a buyer agreement for 1 or 2 houses or a week, so you don't have to commit to a new agent. Because I think, again, I'm going to say the same thing. Many times there's a new buyer, a new client, and you sit down with them for an hour, talk about what they want. I don't think I'm in that 1 hour. I don't think many times I'm ready to say, hey, I do want to work with you. And the same thing, you can't tell in 1 hour if you want to work with me. So I dislike the idea of signing the buyer agreement before showing the first house. I think this is a bad change, but we have to follow the changes. So I'm very happy that Compass created this kind of a temporary agreement saying, look, we're going to work for 2 days, 3 days, or 3 houses. And then if we are enjoying working together, then we transfer to the actual buyer agreement. And I do think that more and more, being in a strong firm with many high-producing agents, with many private exclusives, will make a difference. I have clients of mine that keep asking me, especially investor clients, they ask me why I am part of a firm, and of course they get part of what I make. Why not be on my own? And I'm like, because I have the whole network of other agents working with me. I have the private exclusives that I would not have been able to see if I'm by myself. So I pay the firm, a strong firm, so I can offer everything for my clients. And I think it's more than money. I could keep everything, but then I don't have the support of the agents, the technology, everything else that I do being with a strong firm.
You know what else is strong?
No.
More or less. That's a strong thing right there.
1,500, more than 1,500. Let's do it.
Okay, so you think it's more?
Yes, I'm hoping it's more than 1,500.
Oh, wow. More or less. Have you heard more or less yet? No, you're going to hear it soon.
We'll be back with more of today's Real Talk, hosted by Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis, in just a moment on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, finally, a week without the big heat being our issue, and some good chances to get some rain, too, as we go throughout the next several days. For our Monday to kick off a new week, we'll call it partly cloudy. Temperatures warming into the mid-80s for the afternoon. We'll keep an eye out for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon. Overnight, we dip it back down to around 70 and kind of rinse and repeat. Mid and upper 80s tomorrow, with a round of scattered showers and storms for the afternoon. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Hi, this is Joshua Dobie. Join me Thursdays at 4 p.m. for Dollars and Cents, a show that focuses on your personal financial journey and the markets around us. That's Dollars and Cents, Thursday afternoons at 4, here on WSIC.
Are you in constant pain, under constant stress? Just need a moment away? Repeat after me. Serenity Now Massage Therapy. SerenityNowMassageandWellness.com, with locations in Mooresville and Cornelius.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Mattel makes Barbies, Hot Wheels, American Girl dolls, Polly Pocket, and more. But Reuters reports it could be making those toys for a new owner soon. It's been approached by the private equity firm L. Catterton about a takeover. That company worth about $7 billion, and right now shares of Mattel are soaring up 17%. Elsewhere on Wall Street, tech shares leading the major averages higher. That's ahead of earnings from all the big tech names starting this week, beginning with Tesla and Alphabet on Tuesday. Right now, the Dow's up about 0.25%. The tech-heavy NASDAQ up 1 2/3%. The S&P is up 1%. For a fourth day in a row, Delta Airlines still struggling from that IT meltdown on Friday, even though other airlines have recovered. Delta canceling 700 flights today, nearly 6,000 since Friday. It's apologizing to customers. And good news for McDonald's fans. Many locations extending that $5 summer meal deal past its advertised end date this week, right into August. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
It's today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis on 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Justin Ckezepis, Claudia Ogrizek of Compass Real Estate. The market, the future, what is it going to hold? Who knows? Are you having any sellers say, I refuse to pay a buyer's agent at this point? Playing out.
No. I have one that wants to, which I think he's changing his mind right now. We are as a private exclusive right now, and I think he's understanding and likely changing his decision before we hit MLS. If we have to hit MLS, I think he's going to change, and we're going to re-sign the listing agreement and change and offer, not on MLS, but offer commission, offer compensation for an agent bringing a buyer. Because I think he can, now that we are talking, he's understanding that it's, it's not good for him not to do it. Again, market value, it doesn't matter. Commission is negotiable, it is, but on average, market value includes commission that is usually shared with a buyer agent. So people will ask for it anyway. Most buyers don't have the extra money to pay. And I believe, and I think I'm right, I always think I'm right, that the buyer pays commission. Doesn't like the buyer is paying the commission. It's just coming out of the seller's proceeds, but it's the buyer putting the money on that listing and buying full price. That includes commission. So
The market has
it's coming out of
accepted,
the buyer's pocket.
net neutral being
Yes.
most commonly, though every single transaction is negotiated and there's
Everything.
not a set system or nothing like that.
No.
But just what the market typically shows from a pure transaction factually what happens, and which is data is available
Mhm.
after the transaction when it gets submitted, right, in the MLS, and then you see, okay, what was the commission paid, what was any seller concessions also are part of it,
Mhm.
right? And so
You can
that
see
being one of the
everything.
tools in a transaction that you can utilize to formulate a deal together. Are you thinking that seller paid closing costs is kind of where it gets leaned into? Because if the interest rates goes down, let's say the market corrects itself by allowing for higher sales price to cover that additional, hey, 3% bump, we'll call it 6% bump, 1% bump, 0.2%, whatever the number is, and counteract. Do we think that that's
I
a
don't know
possibility?
because it's hard to tell right now. I think the lending world is also trying to adapt. So I think we have to see the rules of the lending side to see if the seller concessions could be used to pay the buyer agent commission. I don't think there's a final answer right now. So I think we are going through, the whole thing starts August 1st. So pretty much 10 days from now. I think we are going to have this gray area and it's going to be case by case, calling your BIC, calling the real estate commission, trying to figure out, am I doing the right thing? The lending side of it, they are trying to figure out how to do it. Even I think VA now, because the veterans can't pay certain things, so it would be against the rules. I think they're changing. So I don't think the answers are ready right now. It's very
Sure, there's a process to all of it changing because we're talking about major concepts in multiple types of organizations and arms under different regulatory bodies and under different state laws and rules and contracts and all these kind of things and major shifts that are going to have a ripple effect, right? And it's going to catch up to the marketplace as a whole over time. Now, whether that happens quickly, slowly, upside down, backward, forward, whatever, we'll find out.
Yeah.
But still we go on, and part of it being, okay, so number of brokers probably shrinking,
yes,
right,
I
overall
think so.
in the marketplace, let's just say, and looking forward, right, to the future for a little bit. You are still keeping consistent on the number of transactions and probably growing and all that stuff, which because you're a machine and you care about your clients more than anybody else and all that good stuff that I know about. Absolutely. But on the other side, the other service vendors that are part of a transaction, the broker being almost a nucleus of the transaction, if you would, all the parts and moving pieces around. What are you seeing in that space of home services and those type of, let's say, inspectors and roofers? And what are you seeing there? Are there any shifts happening?
I don't think so. Not for now. I think they've been most of let's say, it's a different thing. Appraisers get paid before they even come out. Inspectors, the same thing. They might come to the house, but they don't deliver the inspection report until they get paid. So these people are always protected. I think in terms of like if something falls through, they are paid, they made their money. I think it's brokers, right? The realtors and the loan officers are the ones that only get paid and the attorney, but the attorney can come after clients, right?
Well, anybody can have a contract for, again, a fee, the fee structures and all that kind of stuff. But what we commonly see, based again on data, public concept after the deal is done, or even within the transaction, the way the lending space works and how they get paid, knowing that when you're inside a transaction, yes, it is after the fact.
Yes, after the fact. So I think this side of the transactions will change? I don't think so. So it's going to be the same.
How hard is it to find? You have quality people that you work with. Do you find more options like coming available? Like almost like people's schedules are becoming more available, right? Because less homes, things like that happening, or are those home service vendors still staying as busy as COVID from when you talk to them about their schedule?
I think the good professionals are as busy as they were. I got a text today from like some kind of CRM saying, "Hey, things are slow. We understand. Maybe you need." I'm like, I know it's this is not for me because I can barely sleep. So I think all the great professionals, the inspectors I know that are great, the contractors that are great, everybody is working and everybody's super busy. But the ones that I see some people that started with me that don't sell anything or sell a house a year. I don't even know why they are in the business, to be honest. Honestly, like what's the point? Like you spend more money paying for your realtor fees and your North Carolina real estate and key showing time. Why do it? You're not making money. So why are you doing? And when you don't do it, are you actually helping your clients? Because if you don't have the everyday negotiating contract, everything, like, do you really know what you're doing? I wonder.
It's a wild market to navigate right now, and you have to have a professional that knows what they're doing. And there's no doubt about that. To get quality service is the rarity in some cases. Now there again, thankfully, our area is very unique. I do feel like there is a lot of quality in general,
yes,
but you need the professional. You definitely have to make it a priority to find the quality.
That's why I keep saying the right agent matters. And of course, I'm not the only one. I wish, but I'm not the only one. There are many amazing agents. I've worked with many great agents. I would love to work with them again. But I tell people, or sometimes I try to tell people, that the right agent matters. So be careful, check production, make sure it's an actual professional you're dealing with and not someone with a license. Because if you're not a criminal and you have a high school diploma, you can become an agent, basically, and if you pass the test. So does it mean you are a good professional? No. It just means you got your license.
It means you meet the minimum standard.
Yes.
And by minimum, I don't mean that it is a low standard. That is a debate that is going to always happen forever. However, there is a threshold that must be met in order to get a license for real estate brokerage in North Carolina.
And again, with the whole commission discussion, the lawsuit, I honestly think that instead of worrying about the commission being on MLS, which is like, what is the problem? I don't think there's a problem at all. Why not make sure that the agents or people that get the license are better trained, and that it's harder for people to become an agent, so you kind of level up instead of worrying about if you're putting the percentage on MLS. I think it's silly.
Forget the worry. Where's the fun? What's the best market you're liking right now? Are you still trying to get everybody in Belmont?
It depends on what you want. Investment wise, it depends on the buyer. It's case by case. Do I love Belmont? I do love Belmont. Do I love other areas for investing? Yes, that are very affordable, and I see the growth in the next few years. If you want to buy and hold and wait and thank me later, let's do it.
You think that I have my favorite places enter the marketplace right now, if they're especially those looking to invest?
Yes, yes. It's always a good time. It's always a good. There is a saying. What is it? Like, don't wait the market. Don't wait for the market. Do the market and wait. I don't know. I'll check during the break. There is a very cool thing about don't wait for the market to buy. Buy and wait. I don't know. But yes, it's always a good. If you don't do anything crazy. And if you're not waiting, which I think is a huge mistake, people that think it's like they're going to make $100,000 in a week. If you have patience, and give it to me. Let me show you. I want people to vote. This should be mine. This should be mine. Just saying, my collar. But if you're not trying to work magic, you can buy. Again, I'm looking for my investment slowly, steadily.
So it's the long game. You're looking at it from the long game.
I think it's the best one. It's the long game.
You know what I'm looking at the long game at? More or less. Which is it going to be? More. She says
it's more than 1,500.
More. You're saying it's more than 1,500, or it's just more than last
It's more than last, but I'm hoping for more than 1,500.
Can I do this?
Yes.
1484. 1484. You're saying it's more. She's locking in her vote for more or less, 500,000 or less in the local MLS, active and coming soon by county. We usually start with Mecklenburg County. That's the one we've been tracking and following. 1.1 million population. How many do you think it would be a regular market?
More of today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis is coming up on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, finally, a week without the big heat being our issue, and some good chances to get some rain, too, as we go throughout the next several days. For our Monday to kick off a new week, we'll call it partly cloudy. Temperatures warming into the mid-80s for the afternoon. We'll keep an eye out for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon. Overnight, we dip it back down to around 70 and kind of rinse and repeat. Then it upper 80s tomorrow with a round of scattered showers and storms for the afternoon. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Langtree Live continues their free music series on Thursday. 2 months ago, Ghostface Brewing and Waves Entertainment hosted the Battle of the Bands. The champion that night, Fortune 5, makes their Langtree Live debut this Thursday, July 25th. Come on out to Langtree Lake Norman to see and hear the Battle of the Bands champion, Fortune 5, this Thursday with music beginning at 7 p.m. The Live Under the Oaks concert series continues on Friday at Birkdale Village in Huntersville. Come enjoy the music of the Highway with their dynamic and high-energy show. Red Rocks will have beverages on site, and the Birkdale restaurants are ready for your dinner service. Bring your chairs and blankets for the Highway concert at Birkdale Village on Friday, beginning at 6 p.m. The 8th annual Dog Island Jam takes place this Saturday on Lake Norman. Star from The Voice, John Sullivan presents the summer's must-see concert. Waves Entertainment will bring a stage, sound system, and LED walls to, you guessed it, an island on Lake Norman. Sully and Friends headline the concert on Saturday. Untie your boat or call your friends with boats and enjoy the Dog Island Jam concert on Lake Norman this Saturday. The Cookout Summer Shootout Series at Charlotte Motor Speedway reaches the series finale. The 10-race series title night is on Tuesday, July 30th, with NASCAR night sponsored by the NASCAR Hall of Fame. See the champions crowned and the legends and bandoleros. Don't miss the next generation of racing superstars honing their skills and rising through the ranks. Gates open at 5 p.m. with the green flag waving at 6. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets, details, and information. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Today's Real Talk continues now. Here are your hosts, Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Justin Ckezepis, Claudia Ogrizek of Compass Real Estate. And we've come to the final segment of the show where we must figure out how to maintain our dwelling in many different forms and fashions. So we will have Maintenance Monday, but first, we must investigate. More or less, Claudia Ogrizek? We need to know this week,
ready?
500,000 or less active, coming soon, listed in Canopy MLS, the local MLS, by county, looking at Mecklenburg. Last week, 1484. More or less this week?
Not only it's more, but I'm aiming and hoping and dreaming that it's more than 1,500.
Making an additional prediction. You say it's more active and coming soon this week, 500,000 less in Mecklenburg County than last week. And I must tell you, you are wrong. It is 1475.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm going to cry.
Your thoughts on the market based on this fact?
Oh, it's pretty steady. So it goes up and down a little. It's not, even though it's 40% more than in March, which is good, we are going up and down around the 40. I just want to.
What are we going to do when the day is over, when the market is normalized, which it normalizes relative, right? But a barometer that people look at, a metric that you can utilize is a number of months of inventory in the market, right? Yes. And right now it's all, I can say it's at a negative. And I believe that based on demand.
Yes.
And supply.
I think technically speaking, I think we have maybe a month. If you look at the numbers, they say a month, but I think we are far from having
week,
a month.
We debate, though, the move between 1,484 and 1,475 week to week in a county where the population is 1.1 million.
Yes.
And so it also makes you wonder, There's a lot of additional types of inventory in the marketplace. There's also, again, from the flow of a broker and truly being about helping people in the marketplace. Okay, I imagine there's renters right now. What's happening in the rental space? Because there's on the surface of what I see of on market, there's not a lot of volume happening. And so what's happening in the rental space that you're seeing, if at all?
Well, let's say there are two things happening. Number one, talking about actual rental and honest things on the market, extremely expensive, and most landlords are just putting the house on the market, overpricing, I believe, and because they can, right? The market
Supply
is
and
there to
demand.
supply and demand, so people are desperate. They charge whatever they want. They don't prepare the house, so many of the houses are super dated, dingy, and bad. So this is number one. I feel bad for most renters right now, and the scam. So yesterday, I think someone that I know is getting ready to buy one day with me. So I don't know if it was yesterday or Saturday, but she sent me a message because she's like, I applied for a beautiful house. I was approved in 20 minutes, and now he's asking me to use Zelle to transfer 1,800. I'm like, stop everything you do. Give me the address. Let me check. So I went on MLS, and actually the house, it's not for rent. It's for sale.
Oh my goodness.
For almost $800,000. And she saw the ad on Facebook, $1,800. I'm like, $1,800, you barely get a house in Gastonia for $1,800. So I'm happy.
$1,800 almost gone.
Oh, yes.
Like that.
A 5-bedroom house in a beautiful neighborhood in Fort Mill.
I mean, that is a crime that what they're committing. They're committing fraud. Somebody is. I mean, in that case, I mean, what? Notify authorities, the listing broker, everybody gets notified, or what do you do in that scenario?
I know. So I was happy because, and then I was talking to some agents about it, and one of them said that the same thing happened to someone. And
you were happy that you stopped them from doing it, that you were able to help them stop. My gosh.
It's someone abroad. They use a fake, because we have, can I say that? I have Forewarn. It's an app to check, like if I get a phone number.
With some database.
Yes, I can see who's calling.
It's a tool. Yes.
So it's a tool, and like a safety tool for realtors. And this number is not there, so it's some kind of a Google number. They're not in the country, so someone had the same situation. Police was called, and apparently the guy was laughing because, I'm abroad. I have your money. You can't get me. You can catch me. So I don't care. So the person lost the money. There was nothing to be done. And so people, if it looks too good, if it seems too good, it probably is.
But rentals, most of the time in the marketplace, it's hard to find a broker willing to work with them. And so do you think that the rental market is just feel like most of those people feel so alone right now in the marketplace? How do you think
I
most
hate
of them
that
feel?
because, again, I think it's our job to help. So I'm here to help if you need a rental. I'm not, told you before, I made that vow when I became a realtor that I'm here to help people find a house. And if they're not ready to buy, it's okay. I'll help them find a house anyway. So I do think that people have to be protected, and go back to the commission thing. I hate that some people will likely not have a buyer agent representing them. And I think it's super unfair and not okay, because you don't know what you're doing. And yes, hopefully every agent is, ethical and fair, even though they're working for the seller. But, you don't know everything you have to do in terms of inspection, like everything. So I think you need to be represented. You need to have a buyer agent on your side.
You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know even after you are able to close and buy a house. And you got to maintain that house. You want to maintain it to help maintain and keep the value up, because just because the market is moving doesn't also mean that you shouldn't maintain the house to optimize and get the most value, maintain the most value. And it's a lot more cost effective to maintain it over time than it is to have to do it all at once. Mm-hmm. That's something certainly to pay attention to. So Maintenance Monday.
Actually, before I say that, and you can, again, as an attorney, legal
advice here.
When you sign not when you buy cash, but when you have a loan, one of the things you are signing is that the kind of the bank expects you to maintain the house.
There's certainly
if
the clause
they have
in
to
there. If
take
they
it,
had to contractually,
yes.
they have a clause in there. Absolutely.
Yes, you have to maintain the house because let's be honest, the bank owns the house. If you don't pay, they come and they take the house from you. So they have to make sure the house is worth the money they're giving you. So you sign the contract when you buy your house. It says you have to maintain it.
Yeah.
So today, just to change a little, it's a different kind of maintenance, but it's still important. Many people choose to have security apps and cameras and door cameras. You have to maintain them as well. You have to update the apps. You have to clean the cameras. I know you have to test the systems.
Is this inspiration out of the fraud that occurred here? Is this?
No, it's just, but yes, because this is
Change your passwords.
Yes, someone.
Get rid of ABC 123.
Yeah, but yeah, it inspired me because this is an iBuyer, or iSeller. You can check the house without a broker, so you just give your information and they give you access to the house. So there are scammers doing that. They come inside the house, they hack the system or whatever, and then they get the information. So yes, making sure you have difficult passwords, that you change them every now and then. And if they are battery operated, make sure the battery is new. They are super cool. I don't know the name, but there's a super cool that I want to actually install in my house, like a water leak app that you can have in your system. So you can do that. And then if there is a leak, the system learns how you use the water in your house for a few days. The app is learning the usage. And if the system after a few days sees something crazy going on, you get, you are, they let you know hey, today, right now, there's too much water. Is everything okay? And you are able to shut off the water or not. So many things, not only for break-ins, but leaks and fire. Just make sure you update the app, you change the battery, you keep it all working.
Got to maintain it. You got to keep it
because
going.
if you're working, if you install all the equipment because you want to, make sure you keep it working. And I just want to thank the VSI group because I couldn't remember the quote. And the quote is, "Don't wait to buy real estate, buy real estate and wait." Genius. I love it.
It's a great mantra.
It is.
It's the number one wealth building tool.
Buy slowly and wait. The money will be there waiting for you.
But you need a professional to help guide you through a transaction to understand. You also want to get connected good on the financial side too, right? And a good lender, and you definitely want to be connected there. Brad Roach, who we've had on the show too as well, and you have other multiple mortgage contacts and different types of products, and there's all different types out there that can help accommodate many different kinds of buyers. There's even, are the down payment assistance loans still going on? Are you seeing those?
Yes, I have buyers right now. They actually thought it could be, and again, call me like all the time. Please let me be your resource. They went to this event to approve a bunch of people. They said, they were told they would have the down payment assistance. They thought it was a scam. So they follow me on Instagram. They texted me one day and they're like, "Hey, is this a scam?
Is it the North Carolina Housing Finance Agency still?
I don't remember exactly which one, but they have down payment assistance. Yes, there are multiple different ones, the ones that you never have to pay back. So they're like, "Is it true that we never have to pay back?" I'm like, yeah, there are some rules, but yes, there are some programs that if you stay in the house for, let's say, 5 or 10 years, you don't pay back. So yes.
Every product is different. There's many different options out there. There's ways to look, and if it's the right time to buy in the marketplace or right time to sell, you have to have a professional.
People shouldn't guess. Talk to someone and get educated, and then you make the decision.
All right, Claudia Ogrizek of Compass Real Estate coming through with a Maintenance Monday tip for you. Also was wrong on more or less. Apologies
as
about
usual.
that. No, it's it's inverse Claudia.
It's a guessing game.
Maybe that's it. It's only numbers.
Yes.
It's a couple percentage points there. But join us next week as we chat and hang out and talk about the marketplace. You can always reach out and on Instagram and connect with Claudia, or you can do it to the station if you got a question for Claudia. Maybe you want to know something about the market, and Claudia can help you decipher and work your way through wherever it is you're at in your journey of real estate, whatever that may be.
I am always here to help.
Absolutely. Join us next week.